Gentlemen, please welcome Helen Krieble.
The survivors, after a long day and after just hearing a wonderful speech, I am Helen Krieble from the Vernon K. Krieble Foundation, and I work on public policy, particularly on immigration. Yesterday, you heard Governor Romney talk a lot about principles, that the principles of the country and his principles would not be compromised. Yet, it's very clear that most of us decide how we feel about issues based on our understanding of the issue and not on our principles per se. So what are some of our core conservative principles as they relate to a discussion of immigration? And I'm going to run through them again because it's in relation to immigration. We believe in limited government and lower taxes because we're responsible individuals and we can govern ourselves. We believe in free markets, supply and demand, and a vital private sector in which we as individuals are free to succeed or fail without government interference. We believe in the rule of law, not in a massive police state. We believe in secure borders, which protect our national sovereignty. We believe all men are created equal, allowing no special deals for special groups. And we believe in a moral and humane solution to our problems. So let me ask you, which immigration plan that you have heard out of Washington meets those principles? There you go. The red card solution, which is a project of our foundation, is a fresh approach, and it does just that. The red card is a secure card like MasterCard with a microchip in it. It cannot be forged. It can be imprinted in 48 hours, and it costs $5 to produce. This card is a way, well, let me go back a little bit, I'm sorry. Our plan has started by separating the citizenship program citizenship and green cards from work permits. And the reason we do that is that the Constitution enumerates very few powers to the federal government. One of them is to create a uniform law of naturalization. And citizenship is also something that is very divisive. People get very fearful, very angry, very upset about citizenship. So if you leave that off and you deal with just work permits, one of the most interesting things that happens is that it can now be outsourced to the private sector. Work permits are about business, and it is the business community that can deal with them best. We suggest that employment agencies, private employment agencies licensed by the federal government and located outside of our borders, make these matches between employers who need labor and workers, foreign workers who would like to come to the United States. They're located outside the borders because in our polls, we have found that American citizens consider outside of our borders as not amnesty. If people get right with our laws and re-enter our country according to those laws, they find that that is acceptable and those workers are welcome. So that's exactly why we do it. The process is that they first create a database. And in that database, they list all the jobs that employers wish to fill. It's utterly transparent and it's normal business procedure. Anybody who wants a job lists their skills, what kind of jobs they want, what their salary needs are. The employment agency makes the match. They charge a fee on both sides. When the match is made, the foreign worker comes into that employment agency by appointment, so there are no lines. They get photographed, fingerprinted. That information goes to the national security database and the terrorist lists. If they can pass that, and they either have a job or take a job, and it can be proven, that card can be issued in 48 hours at a cost of $5. So it is an efficient, legal, proper way for workers who come into this country to get legal. Once they are legal, they have to be treated like U.S. workers. Minimum wage has to be paid. They have to get workers' compensation like Americans. They pay taxes. And remember, no matter how low their salary is, 15% of what they earn in FICA taxes is collected. We recommend that money stay in the state in which they work, so there is no cost to the taxpayers for these people to be here. And it disadvantages American worker, because who goes to a headhunter and pays fees if they can find that worker in their own community? Doesn't have to be police. Note, there is no police effort in this. It is all done by incentives, and there are very good incentives to do it this way. This program works for border security because people who are seeking jobs will go through the gate, because without a red card you aren't going to get a job in the United States. So that takes those people out of the issue of coming across the border illegally. And what it leaves is between 35,000 and 50,000 people who are criminals and can be apprehended easily because they're not camouflaged by our current border security people. That's very important. It works for foreigners because they seeking jobs, because it's a nice business-like approach to it all. It works for illegal workers already in the United States because they leave the country, they go through the security process, and they return with a job. You don't get a work permit if you're not working. So they come back with a job, self-supporting, according to the rule of law. It's the only program that does this. And it works for American employers who desperately need labor, whether it's PhDs or it's illiterate tomato pickers. You don't need the alphabet soup anymore. You don't need quotas anymore. It is an official, simple, business-like procedure. Under this plan, there is little or no taxpayer costs. These are our principles. Few or no new federal employees. It does not grow government. Their market for illegals will dry up, borders will become secure, and the rule of law will be reestablished. So clearly, the red card solution is consistent with our principles, and it solves most of our most serious problems. Now, recently, last week, we came out of the field with a poll on the DREAM Act, which is popular. People's hearts say, let's help these people who came across our borders innocently, although illegally. And it is very clear that Obama used the DREAM Act as a political tool. It does not meet our American values. It does not treat all people equally. It bypassed the rule of law. Obama went around Congress, and he went around the Constitution. In our poll, Republicans supported the red card solution as the solution by 66 to 35%. Independents supported it 60% to 31%. It has a massive support that is dominating. I think this is a solution that could work. I think Americans believe it could work, that it goes according to our principles. It is a simple business-like process. If you would like to know more about the red card solution or have a copy of our new poll, please go to redcardsolution.com for information or call the Vernon K. Krieble Foundation in Denver. Thank you.